Some basic tools.
That would be the Fist, I believe. Frank Freeman.
The other Fist guy.
Ach so. He likes fixing things, but it seems like he does not bring his work to his quarters. Very well. Next one.
Okay. Next one then it is. Yes, and lastly, you find a room with like more tools strewn about, but this time also like different kinds of electronic parts. You find those transistor bulbs and stuff like that.
Ooh.
And apparently, whoever was using that room was also working on some sort of strange contraption. This metallic box with like wires sticking out and all sorts of light bulbs. You have no idea what it's for. Oh, and there's some knobs in there.
I am gently removing the covering to see the mechanics that is underneath. For this is very interesting. And I try to figure out what this thing is.
Okay, give me either... give me a science roll.
Science! I shall keep this result. It is merely a great science.
You're not 100% what it does, but it's something that can alter magnetic fields.
Fascinating.
But you're not certain what exactly it's for. Your roll wasn't high enough for that. That should tell you a lot.
Indeed. I shall borrow a notepad and make notes.
I think you guys are there for a while. Like Ferdinand and the rest of the salvaging party are already back and like have built a camp, and you guys are still at the boat.
Very well. Once I'm done with my notes, I say and look up and say, "Oh, Mr. Hex, I do believe it is time for us to return and bring our diving bell with us. Do you not agree?"
Yes.
Also, there's food on the ship too.
It,
there's some like canned food and what have you.
I think it's a good idea.
You're cutting out, Bridget.
And a box of soggy cookies.
I think that's a darn good idea. And before we leave, I want to do something. And you see him just grab a small bag, put all the canned food and like all the food that he can into it, and he puts it on the diving bell. All right, now we can go.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
You tug the bell. I shall keep watch.
Yes, you do the heavy work.
Got it. Of course.
I'm a scientist, not a fool.
I'm Bill Hex, Arcane Commando. You think this little diving bell here is gonna give me any problems? Hooah!
Okay. Swifton?
Yes?
Alright, you're still here. Yes, you are at the camp and a fire has gotten started and everybody's like warming up and you're already like starting to prepare. They're like, Thomas is already like plucking the large bird. And he says he's gonna make a nice stew out of it. No, wait, they're probably gonna roast it. You guys don't have any cooking equipment on you, I think. Oh well.
We have one pot. It used to house the beer. Anyway.
Oh, good point. And then he goes, yes, if we use this beer, we should certainly I will be able to make a rather nice stew. How do you feel about him wanting to use your beer?
Beer for what do you use it for?
Thomas wants to use your beer to make a stew out of the bird.
So as a sort of stew ingredient.
Yes, he wants to use your beer for cooking. How do you feel about that?
I think you should find something else.
So you don't like him using your beer?
Indeed. It seems like a waste to me.
Alright, roasted bird it is.
Spoofnoem? Say, my precious.
No, don't do it.
I could not resist.
But your comrades have been staying away for quite a while. How do you react to this?
Well...
Oh, by the way, Joe and the rest have already come back. So, and you know they've like split up, and so yeah, they tell you about that. They left to investigate some ship in the distance.
No, footprints. The ship was not visible.
Oh, right, footprints. You were out. They were off to.
Joe, it's Bill.
So our footprints still visible.
What, you want to go look for them? Because they're not near the camp where you are now.
Well, he would just like to know in which direction they went. So if,
oh, don't worry, they can tell you which direction they were.
Okay. Well, he thinks they can fend for themselves. So
Okay.
I think that he would be testing his or seeing in what kind of a condition his Viola is. Viola.
Ah, right.
Oh, it's Viola. Yeah, it's a little wet, but if you think you can get it dry again, you think it'll still produce some nice tunes?
You have a fire going, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, he probably is the best one here to know about what to do with musical equipment.
Yes,
so,
nobody else knows anything about that.
Yes, so he will try to sort of dry it.
Okay, cool. So yes, sometime later will probably have been done for quite a while. The other guys finally arrive and they have a big crab shell with them.
Look what we have found. Mother Nature has blessed us with her bounty. We now have a diving bell.
And Ferdinand will actually say, "Ach du liebe Zeit, that thing is huge."
That is indeed. And Mr. Hex has a theory about how this king crab has gotten so huge. Also, we have found the ship of the Man of Action. It would do well for our base of operations.
Oh, what did you find in there?
Supplies, weapons, and food.
Ah, you found weapons, Doctor. That's great news, and perhaps we don't need to dive after all.
Indeed. We have also found that the Men of Action were attacked by the same monster, a likewise monster as ours. Since their hull, the hull of their ship has also been pierced by a weapon of light.
Well, I actually have some theories of my own about what that monster you speak about. About it. I think it used something called a laser as its beam of light.
A laser? That child's toy? Do tell me more, Herr Faust.
Laser is highly advanced, though.
Indeed. I have only seen it. Before I have only seen lasers used by another centurion, so it's clearly far beyond normal human technology level, whatever that thing is. But I'm pretty sure it is technological in nature, that metal spider.
Well, that is a point. Do you perhaps know the name of this centurion? Maybe he has disappeared on Monster Island as well.
Ramses. the Tiberius cut, right?
Tiberius doesn't really work with lasers.
Indeed, maybe.
I do get the impression that GM says, "Get to the plot."
Okay.
That's I'm always tempted to say, and I have the distinct impression that this is not the way God wants us to go. But that would be silly.
Let's say he's this mysterious inventor guy who calls himself Dr. Spectrum. There you go.
Dr. Spectrum, we shall...
He does all sorts of light-related experiments.
I have not yet... A laser. I was more... It seemed to operate more like a heat ray, which is quiet and which is much more reliable and much more devastating than a beam of light.
That's actually the kind of technology that Tiberius Cartwright uses. What a coincidence! His main weapon is a temperature ray rifle.
A ray rifle. I like it.
Temperature
By
ray.
the way, Doctor, do you have any ideas what that metal spider could have been powered by?
I do not have enough data to postulate an hypothesis. I will need to get into the guts of the thing, like this king crab, whom we found out has grown so large due to, well, Mr. Hex hypothesizes it is magic.
Well, here's the deal. There is something magical on this island that whoever is on this island, there has to be someone on the island itself that is feeding the creatures. And whatever the magic is that it's feeding the creatures, whoever this person is making them grow bigger. Now, I don't know why, I don't know who, and I don't know what, but that it is what it is. They want to make these creatures bigger for some weird experiment. I don't know what the experiment will be, but that's basically what it is.
You said that it was something that this crab has grown so large because of the shrimp it ate.
Yeah,
The
shrimp themselves are being grown large by magic themselves.
So it is safe to assume that they are eating something that makes them grow.
Yes,
I do not know what shrimps eat normally.
Shrimp eat mostly, I think, algae or whatever.
Suddenly, there's a huge crashing noise in the distance. It sounds like...
Is it
kind of
coming from
metallic.
Does it sound like it comes from the other ship?
No, it sounds like it's coming from behind the hill, so it's kind of off in the far distance. But it was apparently a very loud crash, because you heard it up to here.
And now I need to repair my Sturmschlagschuss immediately.
Yes.
Excuse me, bitte. And I will go and put the violin away so that I can dry out my circuitry.
By the way, it's noon by now. What is the else planning on doing? The doctor needs to repair his rifle. What's the rest gonna do? There's a little downtime.
Bill is actually going to he's gonna fashion a rotating metal circlet thing that's gonna go on top of his gauntlet at a certain point that it cannot be dislodged, but it's gonna be a rotating metal circlet that's going to work with his gauntlet that he can inscribe runes on. And as he turns it, whichever rune is facing upwards, that's going to be the rune of power that he uses.
You don't want to spend an action to inscribe a rune on your gauntlet.
Oh, that's why he's doing it ahead of time.
It doesn't work like that.
Why not?
But good thinking, says the optimist.
Yeah, I don't think unless you don't.
I don't think that.
No, I don't
Well,
think
it is
so
very-
either. I don't think so either.
You said that if I can describe it good enough and do it ahead of time or whatever, and have it prepared, I can do it, and not just do it off the fly.
I thought that
That's
was
what you
about
said at
the
the
rare
beginning.
artifact.
Yeah, the rare artifact would be the runes that I inscribed, the rune of boom and stuff like that.
So, you want something that'll speed up your creating an advantage process.
Well, yeah, basically all it is I'm going to inscribe certain runes on there that will have advantages at some point. Now, if they don't work, they don't work. But that's the whole thing of the mysteries roll or whatever it is that you want me to roll for that.
Okay,
But-
I guess I could give you a bonus on your mysteries rolls and make it maybe go a little faster, but...
Yeah, all he has to do is just reach over, turn the metal ring on the gauntlet, and that's it.
You know what?
It
Let's-
doesn't actually require
Okay,
an action.
because you made something specific about this. Let's say it gives you a +2 on your rolls to create an advantage with mysteries, and it will allow you to create an advantage with only doing a supplemental action instead of a normal full action. A supplemental action is like moving or drawing a weapon and stuff like that. But
That's
a
what I
free
wanted.
action, I think that's a little too much.
Yeah, also considering it from a rules point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I should do the +2 as a GM, but that's your call.
If he uses a
Because-
rare artifact, he can technically put the upgrade thingy in it, and yeah. He
Okay,
can-
if he decides to do so and use his last upgrade of need of raw.
I've discussed this with Richard before this start of the session, and I've told him you can only have one artifact per session now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that,
So he might as
Not
well
really.
put all the upgrade stuff in it.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you say so.
That's your rare artifact for the session then.
Actually, I'm wanting to make that, that's going to be a semi-permanent one. I could use it, not just this session, but next session too, if I feel the need for it.
Okay, cool, but then you don't get anything else. I just want to make that certain, okay?
No, I know, but I'm not going to keep it as a permanent one. It's going to be able to
Okay,
attach
okay.
and detach whenever I feel like
Okay,
it.
Richard, it's been noted, but we need to go. We need to.
I know,
move
I
on.
know,
We're-
I know.
Yeah, we're running out of time. See, it's almost.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Our differing skill just went up by 1.
Okay. Right. Spuffnum, is there anything you want to do?
Well, I was sort of thinking that Ferdinand might get a bit drunk now.
Okay, time to get drunk.
Because there are monsters out there that can eat my head.
Indeed. And
Oh, you're drunk already. It's not even time for dinner yet. Well, I better join in then. Gluck, 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 gluck.
Gentlemen, please. Please, will you have a professional attitude? We are in great danger.
Ach, are you kidding, laddie? I'm at my best when I've had a drink or 2 or 3 or 5 or 6.
in Germany, there is much complaining about my eccentricities, but since it is not known where my center is, it won't be easy to find out where or when I have thus far been eccentric.
And that is why y'all lost the war. Because you all don't make a lick of sense.
It is true.
We did not lose the war for the simple, stupid reason that you just uttered. Pray do not speak of things you do not fully understand, American.
I'm just trying. Mr. Doctor, sir. You take
Now.
it how you want.
And I certainly will. However, while you are discussing things that you have not which you do not have the intellect to grasp, why don't you go and get your weapons from the other ship?
I don't need weapons from the other ship. I've got my weapon right here. And he puts up his fist.
That's very good for you. Are you going to share your fist with the crew?
Actually, everybody's more or less agreed that if they can get weapons from the other ship on the beach, that'll serve just as well.
Very well. Now, will you go with the crew and make sure that they do not get eaten by a king crab?
Do you want to go to the other ship before nightfall?
I want to try out my Sturmschlag first. For
and
obvious reasons.
There was an explosion. I want to go investigate the explosion.
It's more like a crashing noise, and it came from behind the hills. Are you gonna climb the hills?
I want to investigate it.
Listen, Richard, there's first the beach, then there's a jungle area, then there's the hilly area. And they're very steep hills.
How far away is it?
They go up in an angle of like, I don't know, 50 degrees? 50 degrees.
Wow.
And towards the top, they almost go up in an angle of 90 degrees.
That's cool. That last bit is climbing place. Anyway. And how far is it from our current location to the crashing sound? What's our best guess? Will it take
Roll science to calculate.
Science! Where are my dice? There are my dice.
Hey, slow down.
My gloves.
You're losing people.
And that is American gibberish. I have a science of +6, which would be a fantastic.
Okay, judging how far the sound came from and making some calculations with the acoustics and how much distance from... Okay, you think it's at least a day's walking. Because there's still the hills and you're not certain how to cross them.
It is at least a day's walk without calculating for unknown variables as the terrain, how to cross the hills, or hostile encounters with wildlife that is bigger than you are.
You tore yourself.
And the American is not listening.
No, wait. I'm sorry. You cut out just as you were talking to me. Like on my end. What did you say?
I said that it is at least a day's walk, not counting for the unknown terrain, how you will traverse the hills, and hostile encounters with wildlife that is bigger than you are. Please, you can go there alone, but you will that will spell certain doom for you.
Then what do you suggest, Mr. Doctor? Because we're here to try and find the men of action. And that crashing is deeper into the island. The men of action probably went deeper into the island to investigate something else.
Yes, and if I were certain that crashing sound was directly related to the man of action, I would still prepare for the journey there. Dry up, eat, prepare our weapons, and then go there carefully. We cannot save the man of action if we are starved, sick, or undressed.
Well, I'm dressed. I don't know what you're talking about.
Very well. You've only picked upon the small point. By that, do you mean that you agree with the other points? Yes?
We can eat things on the way.
Guys, you still haven't answered my earlier question. Are you gonna move everybody to the ship before nightfall or not?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Definitely.
It is much more defensible. It is shelter. we know where to find them. There are so many, and Maxim can fix the ship.
Okay.
Which
He's still
would be
very
a good
surly,
idea.
and I forgot about Maxim. He seems like very angry, in a very bad mood. Because you let the ship sink.
And will someone speak to Maxim, please?
Joe says,
know the
"No,
man.
I already talked to him. He seems like very upset that we let the ship go under. He seems to be blaming you guys. He's saying he could have saved the ship, but I don't really buy it."
See, had I left him down there, he would have drowned. When I got to him, he was blue in the face. He was running out of air, and he was trying to patch up holes that wouldn't have been able to save the ship none.
Well, I tried to explain that to him, but he takes his job very seriously.
Well,
tell him we have the Men of Action ship that he can fix if he wants a ship to fix.
Ah, that's a good point. I'll go tell him, and he starts talking to him in Polish.
Mr. Joe,
Yeah?
we can use the ship of the Man of Action once it is floatable to winch up the other ship and repair that.
Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay. And he starts talking with Maxime. And meanwhile, the captain says, we got a reason to be worried, though. At least me. I let the ship sink. Nah, the lady Serpentage is definitely gonna kill me. My days are numbered.
We're going to save the ship using that. And I pointed the crab shell, the king crab shell.
I don't think we're gonna be able to patch up a ship with a crab shell, no offense.
No, I was thinking about using that as a parachute. We will fill it with air, weigh it down with rocks and vines, sink it to the ship, attach the shell to the ship, and then cut the ropes that hold the rocks. And then the crab shell will generate lift and pull the ship up.
He staring at you blankly, and he says, "And that will work?"
Yes. And we will also attach winches to the ship so that if we're missing any lift, we can just pull it up ourselves.
Alright, if you say so. Well, we're wasting time. Let's just go to the other ship then. Come on, let's go. Yes, everybody grabs what little belongings they have, and they start moving towards the other ship. Joe doesn't feel right about having to leave the lifeboat behind, but yeah, the captain assures them that it's probably still gonna be here. I mean, it's not like some giant crab is just gonna pick up the boat and run off with it for some reason.
You know what? Could I pull the boat along?
If you want, but you might not make it by nightfall then.
What if a few of us pull the boat?
Well, if you really want to have the
Testing,
boat...
testing.
Yes, Dawa?
We can hear you.
Yeah, sure, if more people want to help.
Yeah, we'll be able to get there by nightfall if a few people pull the boat. Dawa, are you there?
He'll be back.